This week's pick a card reading is going to be on how do people secretly perceive your energy. If you need more time to meditate on the images, the timestamp will be down below in the description box. I love you guys, and I'll see you in whatever pile that you choose. Alrighty, hi pile number one. Let's tap in and see, how do people secretly perceive you? How do people secretly perceive my pile number ones? How do people secretly perceive my pile number ones? Alrighty. How do people secretly perceive pile number ones? How do people secretly perceive pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? Hold on, I'm gonna turn off the AC because I don't want the background noise. Alright, much better. Number one, off your image alone, I feel like people perceive you as someone that they can't get close to. I feel like you have a very, like, you very much protect your own energy and you have your guard up. And I feel like this is not because you're pessimistic or you don't believe in love or you don't believe in connection. Is you've been naive before, and you no longer allow yourself to be taken advantage of, and you no longer allow yourself to be taken for a fool. Okay, pile number one, you have star energy, and protecting your energy is how you are able to level up in your life. You're no longer just having anyone around you just to have anyone around you. And how people secretly perceive you as someone who can kind of like see right through them. Okay, so let's see, how are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get some more cards though. We're gonna like get all your cards out and then we'll get into the messages. So let's just kind of like put them down. Za-da-da-da, za-da-da-da. Actually, let's fix the lighting in here because your girl need to be able to see. That there. Block. Okay, let's get some tarot. Spirit, how are people secretly perceiving, oh, the resistance in this is sending me. Okay, how are people secretly perceiving pile number one? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? Alright, how are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? Ooh. Okay. Put this here. How are people secretly perceiving my pile number ones? Okay, how are people secretly perceiving you? Okay. This fell out, and the cards fell in my lap, and this card fell out and landed in my lap upright. Okay, so let's look into the chords and then we'll see how people are secretly perceiving you, pile number one. Oh, the rubber band snapped. Are we serious? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a sign, so I'm just gonna put that right there. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put you guys in closer. All right, pile number one, these are your cards. Okay, so we have CEO energy. CEO energy for one of your cards, and it says taking charge, making big decisions without apology, knowing your worth, I'm running the show. Okay, we have karmic lesson. Tough teacher, painful but necessary, showing you what to release, learn it so you don't live it again. We have unbothered. Not racing to nonsense, letting people think what they want, energy focused on your own lane. Peace is the flex, period. Okay. And we have sugar coated. Sweet words, hidden sting, avoiding the real issue, too good to be true, read between the lines. Interesting. And we have divine timing. Delays with a purpose, not denied, just postponed. Things aligning behind the scenes, trust the schedule. We have drunk texts, liquid courage, honesty, late night confessions, unfiltered emotions. A drunk mind speaks to a sober heart. Interesting. And then we have blocked and deleted. Hard stop, access denied, protecting your peace digitally and emotionally. Sometimes silence is self-respect, period. Okay. And we had the judgment card fall out in reverse. We have the Two of Cups upright. We have the Seven of Swords upright. And we have the Queen of Swords upright. So, baby, based off of your cards, I feel like this person that is secretly perceiving you is someone that is either an old friend or an old relationship like that you were in. Okay, but I'm really getting friendship for this pile, but it could also be romantic as well. But this relationship was really I'm getting the energy that it was really good in the beginning, and it turned sour. And the reason why it turned sour, pile number one, is because they weren't able to see you clearly. And this is reminding me of a video I was watching where the girl was talking about how, like, when she asked God for sending people in her life, she asked God to bring in people who can truly see them, like see her heart posture, not for her status, what she has, what she can do for them. Like, pile number one, you want people to really see you. Like, you if someone's going to be in your life, they need to actually be able to see you and love you for who you genuinely are, not for what you can provide for them or what you can give them. Okay, because you know that type of energy exchange only leads to you resenting them down the line, or you not feeling like you guys are equally yoked. Okay, pile number one, you are 100% that person. Like, you come up from the trenches. Like, you, even if you are knocked down, you will rise up again. And this is how people see you. Like, you are not a quitter. You, even if you take a moment to feel sorry for yourself, you always get back up again. Like, you figure out how to solve any issue in your life, even in other people's life. You are an asset. Okay, so people see you as an asset. You are a star. Okay, people also see you as a very unbothered queen, like king, queen. Like, they see you as a very unbothered person, because pile number one, the thing is with you is you treat people how they treat you. Like, and this is not like a tit for tat energy. It's like, if you see that someone is only trying to like get close to you for what you can give them, you distance yourself from them. So you are very unbothered because you protect your peace with a passion. Okay, you're not for the people pleasing, you're not for the opportunist. Like, you literally can spot a fake from a mile away, and people can see this in you. Okay, they can see the anointing on your life as well, pile number one. Like, I get this energy where it's like you're walking a different path than a lot of people around you. They can't really understand you, but they know that, like, being in your energy allows them to level up too. And because you realize how your energy affects other people, you're no longer just giving it out just to give it out. Like, you're no longer desperate for connection. And pile number one, like, you used to be. Like, and now where you are in life, like, you've learned to be completely unbothered and good in your own energy. And I feel like you also stopped sugarcoating things. Okay, like, these people, they see you as someone who's very honest, cutthroat, and you get to the point. Okay, like the Queen of Swords the Queen of Swords is reminding me of your blue hair, and I just feel like your throat chakra is very open, and you see beyond the veil, pile number one. You guys are my karmic signs. You're my highly intuitive signs. Like, you guys have a a very deep spiritual connection, like, to the spiritual world. I can't even the funny thing is, with your reading, I felt the need to grab my rainbow aura crystal, and these types of clear crystals always give me just like super divine energy, able to just see through the illusions. Okay, so that's the energy that you give me. Pile number one is that you're able to see through the illusions, and people can't pull one over on you. Okay, and the whole thing, like the rubber band popping, like, I just feel like pile number one, like, maybe you went through a lot of things that caused you to snap, and it snapped, like, you snapped in a good way, where you realize that, you know, I can't keep on like this. Like, I have to preserve myself because no one else will. Like, if I allow people to take, then they will take until I have nothing left to give. So people can see you as someone who's been through a lot, and you can really, like, you, pile number one, you could be very young, and people can see that you already know the game. Okay, this is how people are secretly perceiving you. Like, you can read, you can see right through them. Okay, like, sometimes they can feel like you can even, like, hear the thoughts that are going on in their head. That's how deep and connected they think you are. The person that is also secretly perceiving you, because they showed up very strongly in your reading, this past person, I feel like they try to tear your self-esteem down. Like, you know, this is giving me the energy of, like, you're starting to glow up, and they're trying to humble you and remind you of where you came from. And pile number one, you never forget where you come from. Okay, that's what motivates you to keep going and keep growing. You know what I mean? But you realize that that person doesn't mean me well. They want me to stay at the same level that they saw me before. You know what I mean? And you're realizing how important it is to protect your glow up, protect your energy. Anything you're working on, you can't just be saying it to any and everybody. Okay, because not everybody means you well. And I feel like you cut this person off. Okay, and the thing is, pile number one, you're so used to betrayal, and I'm just gonna say I'm sorry for that, because but like, I feel like this was necessary for you to learn quickly. As you go up in levels, you learn from each individual relationship that you've experienced. Okay, people secretly perceive you as someone who, you just know too much. You know too much. Okay, and they can also tell that you are going to own your own business someday, pile number one, or maybe you already have your own business. I feel like I'm getting this energy where a lot of people can't really tell what God is going to do with your story, but, like, they want to attach themselves to you, and you are very protective of your energy. Like, you vet people before you allow them to get super close to you. Okay, let's get some more cards. I'm gonna let's see, what deck do I want to pull from? I'm trying to figure out what deck I want to grab more from. Let's get some spirit messages. Actually, I haven't pulled from that deck in a minute. All right, let's see. How do people secretly perceive my pile number ones? Pile number one, I feel like you're just being perceived as someone who's not very surface level, and people got to meet you on the level that you are at. Okay, and I feel like a lot of people could also feel inadequate just standing next to you. So it's almost like the insecure people read themselves out eventually, because if they thought you were going to stay at the level that you were when you met them, that's impossible. Okay, you're constantly evolving, you're constantly growing. Okay, you're not even the same person you were 2 months ago. You have this very special energy to you, and I could feel like a lot of you guys, you could do a lot of, like, spell work on yourself, you know what I mean, in your life. Like, you use your own magic to manifest the dream life that you want, and you're doing it one step at a time. So as you're tackling each area, you're glowing up like, slowly but steadily, you know what I mean? And you're never in the same place that they last saw you in. Like, I'm feeling like this was like a 6 months period, like who you were 6 months ago compared to now, like, oh, completely different. Okay, let's see, how do people secretly perceive my pile number ones? How do people secretly perceive you? Let's see. Excuse me. We have resilience is one of your strongest qualities that you have. It has gotten you through so many trials and tribulations in the past, and it will continue to do so. Lean on that inner tower of strength anytime that you need it. You've got this. Wow, that's beautiful. Pile number one, people are seeing you as someone who never gives up. You never give up, okay? Like, as long as you're breathing, you're gonna keep going. Like, I get this energy. Pile number one, you've died many deaths, and you've gone through dark night of the soul more times than you can freaking count, okay? But now you're no longer afraid of the void, okay? A lot of you guys could also be working with a specific deity, okay? Like, you could be working with your shadow side. You just really tapped into the duality that is you. You're the kind of person, pile number one, that is not afraid to show your shadow, and you're not afraid of your shadow, okay? You're realizing just how powerful your shadow really is, and you are not the type of person just operate in the light. And I feel like this is why people are like perceiving you as someone with a sharp tongue, because they feel like, why are you like, where's the decorum, you know what I mean? Like, pile number one, I'm also getting this energy where it's like, if people like, if you have something to say about someone, and like maybe you're talking to someone else about someone else, right, and you say something, it's the honest truth, and if they come to you about it, like, were you saying this about me, you're gonna be like, yeah, I did actually, and I do feel that way. You are not afraid to be upfront because you don't care how you're being perceived. The funny thing is about you, pile number one, is that you've learned to accept yourself for who you are, and you've learned to love on yourself for who you are. And because you're so good in your own company, you don't really care if people like you or not. And this is how you're being secretly perceived, is as someone who doesn't really care if they're liked. They don't really care if people accept them. You don't even like big groups of people, pile number one. Like, you want people who genuinely see you. And this is how you're being secretly perceived, is just as someone who doesn't fall in with the crowd. You don't have a hive mentality. You don't play social games. Like, you hate mind games. And this is why you do thrive in your solitude, pile number one. It's too much for you. It's too much for you, because people are never going to be as honest as you need them to be, and your honesty can sometimes be seen as it needs to be sugar coated. Like, it's the way you said that, you know what I mean? Like, people always try to water you down for the longest. And how you're being secretly perceived is that people realize that you don't care. You truly do not care, okay? Maybe sometimes, like, when you're about to end a relationship with somebody, they try to like pick at your like wounds or your scabs, and you're just like, you know what, like, okay, you got it. Like, they probably thought that was gonna get a reaction out of you, or it was gonna make you fight for them. And the thing is, at the end of the day, like, you don't do that childish shit, okay? Like, if people who are dysregulated and they need you to like fight for them, like, they create unnecessary drama, and you prioritize your peace, okay? So you could be perceived as someone who just doesn't give a shit, doesn't give a, you know, but the funny thing is about you, pile number one, I know that it says how you're secretly being perceived, but like, these are people who don't really see you. So the funny thing is about this is that you do love very deeply, but you will not sway on your boundaries, nor will you let another person disrespect you. You don't care who it is. Like, you, pile number one, you give me the energy where it's like, if you're in love with your partner and you see that they are no longer valuing you, you will leave. You will leave. Like, you are not going to be playing the 20-year game, the 15-year game. Like, no, you're not for that. You've learned to fully accept yourself, and you go where your love can be reciprocated. You're no longer for the takers, okay? And the funny thing is, this is reminding me of a video that I saw where the girl was talking about how narcissistic people, they want to benefit off of you and get like whatever they're benefiting off of you for, but the minute that you ask for the same energy in return is when they're like, no, like, all of a sudden they don't even comprehend what's going on. They don't want to give you the same energy back. And I feel like, pile number one, this is the people that you've encountered. And the thing is, with narcissistic people, they will never see reality clearly, and you had to accept that. So I don't know if you've read the book Let Them by Mel Robbins. I just started that book, and I think that it is beautiful for you. Like, that is a book where it's like, you've learned to just preserve your energy, choose yourself, and not take anybody else's behavior as a personal attack. That's their reality, and you don't feel like participating, okay? Pile number one, you're very much secretly seen as someone who's very detached, and some people can call you nonchalant, but that's not even close to who you actually are, okay? And the second card that fell out is, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. Pile number two, you're secretly being seen as someone who is constantly letting go of what no longer serves them. Okay. So this could be like people finding out that, you know, the person you were friends with and you're posting like 6 months ago, you're no longer seen with them. Okay. This could be a relationship that you were in. Maybe you guys just got married and you're no longer with that person. You know what I mean? Like pile number 2, you don't stick around just to stick around, because your soul physically cannot rest in unhappy situations. Okay. That's coming through. Let me see if I want to get some more cards for you. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do 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 do. All right, let's see. How do people secretly perceive you? So we have daily prayer, stay spiritually strapped. So you could be seen as someone who has a lot of backing in the spiritual realm. The funny thing is, pile number 1, you're able to see through like people's illusions, and I feel like the demons on other people can recognize that you can see them. So even if that person's being used as a pawn, you actually know that they're actually possessed by a demon. Okay. We have limited beliefs are keeping you stuck. Affirm something new, move forward, do what's best for you. It's okay to cry and still choose you, period. So that's, you're seen as someone who's and I feel like this is the people who see you like this, pile number 1 are people that are closer to you. So if they see you cry after like cutting someone off, this could be like your closest friend, or your mother, or your siblings, whoever you talk to. They can see you cry, but they know at the end of the day you're still going to choose yourself and you're still going to get back up. You tackle your limited beliefs one at a time, pile number 1. Okay. And this is how you're being secretly perceived by those who actually know you. You know what I mean? So we have Pluto. Can we get into it? Rebirth, transformation, spirituality, evolution, extremes. So pile number 1, you are seen as someone who's pretty extreme. The funny thing is about that though, it's like, you know that portals exist within the decisions that we make. So you're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, you're constantly allowing yourself just to grow, pile number 1. You could have a very strong Scorpio placements, okay, or wherever your Pluto placement is very strong. At the end of the day, pile number 1, you are never I think you refuse to be in the same place that you are. Like whenever you're down, you refuse to stay there. Okay, that's the best way to say it. You refuse to stay down. So those are my messages for how people secretly perceive you. If you did enjoy the reading and if it did resonate, so if this reading did resonate, comment a prayer hand emoji to let me know that this reading resonated with you. Down below you find PDF files to help you on your spiritual journey, as well as free guides as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype this video if it did resonate with you. I love you guys, and I will see you in your next reading. Alrighty, hi pile number 2s. Let's tap in and see, how do people secretly perceive you? Alrighty, how do people secretly perceive my pile number 2s? Okay. How do people secretly perceive my pile number 2s, Spirit? How do people secretly perceive you? How do people secretly perceive my pile number 2s? How do people secretly perceive my pile number 2s? Alrighty, how do people secretly perceive pile number 2s? How do people secretly perceive pile number 2s? How do people secretly perceive pile number 2s? How do people secretly perceive you? Alright, let's see. So we're going to pull all the cards and then we'll get into the messages. So you have a situational single. Okay, wait, sorry, let me read the card to you. So it has technically single, emotionally unavailable, keeping options open, not really committed, don't take it personal, period. Okay. We have drunk text, liquid courage, honesty, late night confessions, unfiltered emotions, a drunk mind speaks a sober heart. Okay. And we have unbothered, not reacting to nonsense, letting people think what they want, energy focused on your own lane, peace is the flex. Interesting. Okay. All right, pile number 2s. Let's get some tarot. Let's see. How are people secretly perceiving my pile number 2s, Spirit? How are people secretly perceiving you, baby? Let's see. Why am I feeling like pile number 2, you're in like a temporary relationship, like you're just here for a good time, not a long time? Okay. That's so funny. I feel like people are secretly perceiving you as someone who just doesn't, you don't want to be tied down right now, okay? Let's see. How are people secretly perceiving my power number twos? How are people secretly perceiving you? How are people secretly perceiving my power number twos? How are people secretly perceiving my power number twos? How are people secretly perceiving my power number twos? How are people secretly perceiving my power number twos? Okay, so we got two. We have the Star card. Interesting. And we have the Five of Cups. Also very interesting. Is it focused? I think so. Okay. How are people secretly perceiving? I feel like I want one more card. How are people secretly perceiving? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Pile number two. How are people secretly perceiving you? I get this energy that you are coming out of a long relationship and people could see you as somebody who's just finding their spark again. Okay, someone who is pouring into themselves, someone who is taking care of themselves after being in a very toxic relationship. Okay, you're seen as someone who is in mourning, and you have a lot of regrets in life, and I feel like you're living your life on the opposite end now. Okay, so maybe you used to play your life, maybe you used to approach life very cautiously, and now you are approaching life with a very YOLO kind of energy, like you only live once. Okay, I might as well live it up. I feel like you're doing very wild, chaotic things, and I feel like this is very healing for you. Maybe people around you don't really understand, so people could perceive you as making very bad decisions, or not really thinking about how this is going to affect you long term. But you've always been the very cautious person, and I feel like you're in a season now where you really just need yourself to kind of just embrace the simple parts of life and embrace the things that are making you happy right now. I feel like you're radically choosing your own joy. And even though you may see this relationship or whatever decisions you're making as not long term, you're still living in the moment. Like, you're choosing to live in the moment right now. You've always chosen to be, I want to say, a type A personality. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the kind of personality that always like needs to organize things, always needs things to kind of just go perfect. You could even have like a undiagnosed OCD. Like, I feel like there's something about you where it's like you used to try to have so much control over your environment, and that led to you feeling even more out of control. Okay, so where you are in life right now is that you want to look your best, you want to feel your best, you just want to be reminded that you are that girl. And I feel like for the longest, or you are that guy, but I feel like for the longest you didn't really feel like yourself. Pile number two. Okay, I feel like you felt like whatever relationship you were in the past, this person was so unbothered and nonchalant that they made you feel like you weren't important, or like you just, this just reminded me of the movie I was watching last night, called Gone Girl, where she was like, I felt like he accidentally packed me into his luggage. It wasn't even like she forgot. She felt like I think she said forgettable furniture, like he packed in the luggage with his move. Like, she didn't really feel important to him, and I feel like that's what you're feeling. Maybe your past partner, you didn't really feel important to them, or you didn't really feel important in general. Like, they didn't prioritize you the way you felt, and you slowly withered away, you know what I mean? And eventually you decided that, you know, this isn't for me. And I feel like you're living your life like you were in your 20s, or like you were like, this is just giving me the energy like you freshly single. Okay. That's the energy I'm getting. Sorry, I needed a sip of my drink. Yeah, pile number two, you could be getting wasted a lot. Okay, you could be like just literally living your life like it's golden. You know that song, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. And the energy I'm getting is that how are people secretly perceiving you is that you're having a good time, pile number two. Like, you're not really worried about anything serious. Like, you're not trying to hear nothing on that type of like time. Like, you know, like people are trying to warn you about certain things or certain decisions that you're making, and it's like you've already thought about that. You know what I mean? Like, you're just you're not really, I feel like this is you choosing a different path to healing, pile number two. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to make some bad decisions to learn from them, and sometimes we got to make some bad decisions just because, you know, we never allowed ourselves to, period. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're just choosing to live right now, and you don't really need to hear that. You don't want to hear that, okay? And that's how people are perceiving you, is that you really don't even want to hear that, okay? So like, stop reminding me of how this can go bad or how things can go left or right. You have hope for your future, pile number two, and I feel like right now you're just choosing to live very presently. That's all I'm getting from this. I feel like pile number two, how you're secretly being perceived as well, is you could be very much tapped into your divine feminine energy. You're learning to just pour back into you, because I feel like for years you've very much neglected yourself. You've made sure that everybody else was good, except you. You know what I mean? Let's get some more cards. Let me see where I want to pull from. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden. Oh my god, I dropped so many cards just now. I'm gonna just leave them there, because they must not be a part of your reading. Let's see. How do people secretly perceive pile number two? How do people secretly perceive my pile number twos? So we have find ways to fill your cup. Wow. Okay. Find ways to fill your cup. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within. Find your triggers and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then you can offer the best version of yourself. So pile number two, people are secretly perceiving you as someone who's selfish right now, which is the funny thing. But I felt before that, like, you were very much self-abandoning, so that's why you kept putting everybody else above you. And the minute you switch that up is now everybody got something to say about your decisions. You know what I mean? It's because they're no longer benefiting off of the version of you that they once got to take advantage of. You know what I mean? So that's how you're secretly being perceived. We have look past what you feel are your incompatibilities. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they do not define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. Pile number two, you could have a lot of regrets from your past relationships, a lot of emotional disappointment, okay? But your spirit team is actually calling you to look at the things that came out of it, okay? The two cups, like, you know, maybe you got what I'm getting this is like there was two major things that you got from this relationship, okay? Like it could be like you know, maybe a mother-in-law that you're still close to, a sister-in-law that you're still close to, maybe it's kids that you got, you know what I mean? Maybe you and this person could have had two kids, whatever. But like whatever you got from this is what came out of that relationship, but you can't continue to beat yourself up for making those decisions. Everybody makes mistakes. What I feel like Hannah Montana right now. Everybody makes mistakes. So, pile number two, you're a goof, okay? I feel like you definitely do you could escape through music, okay? You could be having a shitty day, putting on your favorite playlist, and you just dance to it, have a good time. So people could see that like you're going through something, yet it's almost like they can't really tell. So your energy is very like flippy floppy, you know what I mean? And I think this is also because you're choosing not to let the darkness overcome you or take you, you know what I mean? But yeah, so let's see. Let's get some more cards. I'm taking my freedom, putting it back on the shelf. All right, Spirit, how are people secretly perceiving pile number two? Okay. So we have Peacock. Okay. Beautiful, awakened, enlightened. We have Libra, Leo. Okay, self-love. I feel like people are secretly perceiving you as someone who's learning to love themselves again, pile number two. And I feel like you're just doing it very radically. I'm even looking at her hair, and some of you guys could have recently cut your hair. And we have Pluto for a rebirth, transformation. So you guys could have done something extreme, like cut off all your hair, get a new hairstyle, change religions, okay? But you're evolving in a different way, okay? You could have just tapped into your spirituality. Maybe you're like, you know, starting to read the Bible, whatever. You know what I mean? Let them misunderstand you. Rejection is protection and sudden change, okay? So you guys, this change that you went through was very sudden. I feel like you made this decision overnight, or maybe the universe made this decision for you overnight, and you're growing through this. like there's a new version of you that's being created right now, and I feel like you're tapping back into your inner child as well. This is why people can see you as maybe like reckless, not really proceeding with caution, but I feel like you're not letting fear control your decisions anymore. Okay, maybe you stayed with this person out of fear. They have rain sounds. So how you're secretly being perceived is someone who's just really just tapped in, slowing down, you know what I mean? Rain sounds give me this energy of like someone who's allowing themselves to like cry, but you're not allowing yourself to stay in that energy. Because the funny thing is, like, I'm getting like a duality to your reading where it's like, yeah, okay, like pile number 2 is living their life like they're golden, but it's also like you're crying. So maybe it's like in the daytime you're going out, right, and you're like having the best time ever, and as soon as darkness hits, you're forced to sit with your thoughts and you're just crying it out, but you're not allowing yourself to stay in that energy. So I feel like it's just like you're allowing yourself to cry, but you're not allowing yourself to wallow. Okay, that's the best way I can describe that, pile number 2. We have they want a reaction from you, they want your energy. So pile number 2, I feel like you're learning to not give someone the parts of you they took for granted. Okay, so this person could have been an energy vampire, this person could have just been narcissistic, whatever, you know what I mean? You know the reasons why you decided to leave. They weren't good for you, and I feel like how you're being secretly perceived is someone who doesn't, you're very protective of your energy, you know what I mean? Like you can even see she has her hand over her shoulder, and it's just like she's guarding her heart. That's what I'm seeing that as you're someone who's protecting your heart, and that's how you're being secretly perceived by others. Okay, you're also being secretly perceived as someone who got it like that. Okay, based off of your image, pile number 2, I feel like you could be buying new furniture, you could be taking trips, you could be dressing to impress, and I feel like you're dressing to impress your goddamn self. Okay, some of you guys could have just gotten a sunglasses collection. Okay, like you're accessorizing, you're buying accessories, you're buying clothing that you once wouldn't have dared to wear. You could have just gotten a new pet. People are seeing that there's a lot of changes going on with you, okay? And I feel like the whole you guarding your heart thing is that you don't even let just anybody around you no more, pile number 2, okay? So some of your friends, old friends, could be trying to figure out what you got going on, and they can't. And I feel like this is also because like the whole like you crying when it's like, you know, you're alone versus you out there like living your life like you're golden, you know, living your best life. Because I'm getting this energy where it's like you get in the car, you put on your favorite tunes, you let the top down, and you're just singing at the top of your lungs. There's a level of freedom that you feel while also feeling sad for the version of you that you once were. Okay, so that's how you're secretly being perceived. If this did resonate with you, pile number 2, comment a peacock emoji to let me know that this resonated with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype this video if it did resonate with you. Down below, you find PDF files to help you on your spiritual journey, as well as free guides as well. Check out our Patreon if you feel called. I love you guys, and I will see you in your next reading. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. This is going to be on how are people secretly perceiving you, okay? Pile number 3, I get this energy that you are going through a spiritual awakening right now. I feel like you could be questioning making a very major life decision in your life. And the funny thing is, like, a couple cards fell out in pile number 2's reading on the floor, and I picked them up and Spirit was like, this is for pile number 3. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. And on top of my deck we have yoga. So I feel like pile number 3 very much tapped in with your spiritual team at this time, and I feel like you're going through a major awakening that most people around you can't really understand. So let's tap in. How are people secretly perceiving my pile number 3s? Excuse me. I definitely feel like I want to get some messages from your future higher self as well. So we're going to pull that towards a little later. Okay, how do people secretly perceive my pile number 3s, Spirit? How are you secretly being perceived? So we're going to take the yoga card for now. We'll take that yoga card. Let's put this towards the side. And the cards that we have Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you're navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. So pile number 3, this is my pals that like people can definitely tell that your name is gonna definitely be worldwide known. This is gonna be my creative piles, like my content creators, my business owners. Like you guys are very much innovators, like you're in creator mode, okay? And this is how you're secretly being perceived by other people, is that you're stepping into your purpose. You are in your purpose, okay? We have, no matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and your self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. So pile number 3, I feel like right now you could be tested, okay? Like I feel like you're going through a major test right now, and you're recognizing the signs in which it's like, if you don't choose yourself right now, you're gonna live to regret it, okay? So pile number 3, how you're secretly being perceived right now, I'm gonna like share what people are seeing and how it's actually showing up, like for those who can actually see you. So I'm getting this energy is that you're perceived as someone who's very selfish right now, and that's because the people around you never really learned to choose themselves, and that's the trigger that they're experiencing. It's not the fact that you chose yourself that makes you a bad person. It's the fact that they never did, and you doing so reminds them that they didn't do so, okay? How you're really being perceived though, by the spiritual world as well though, pile number 3, is that you are navigating a specific, I want to say, hurdle or challenge right now to get to the next level. So you're leveling up in a way where it's like you're stepping into your purpose, and your guys are recognizing that you are ready because you're no longer caring about how other people perceive you or putting other people first. This is my pile of people who is recovering from people pleasing, okay? Like you are doing the things that make you happy. Like this is my power. It's like you could have recently changed your hair because maybe you had your hair a certain way because you know so-and-so liked it this way, okay? Or so-and-so wanted you to do that. You just change your hairstyle, cut off all your hair, whatever. Change your aesthetic because, you know, maybe you had an aesthetic before that pleased everybody else, you know what I mean? So pile number 3, you're being seen as someone who's selfish, who doesn't really care about how other people see you or their opinions of you. But the thing is, pile number 3, that's none of their business. You know what I mean? Like pile number 3, you're not selfish. I just feel like you're putting yourself first, and people can see that as selfish. Like society really doesn't know the difference between someone who's selfish and someone who is just loving themselves, okay? So how you're secretly being perceived right now by people who this doesn't affect is that you're someone who loves yourself. So this is people who are meeting you in the streets, seeing you in environments that you frequent in. It's like they can see that you are embodying a certain type of love, okay? Like you guys are really pouring back into yourself. Pile number 3, you could be getting a new workout set, because I'm also getting that, you know, you're hitting the gym, you know what I mean, taking your 10K steps seriously. Pile number 3, you're seen as someone who's keeping promises to themselves, okay? I feel like the whole seeing you as selfish thing, this could be like family, people who are closer to you that were benefiting from you, being a people pleaser, no longer benefiting from you, okay? But the people who are secretly perceiving you outside of you not knowing them, like strangers, they see you as someone who's in love with themselves, someone who's prioritizing themselves. Pile number 3, you could have recently just gotten a new perfume that you're wearing everywhere. Everybody's like really loving that on you, okay? Like your energy feels very light, airy, beautiful. Like I just feel like you're receiving a lot more compliments as well, pile number 3, okay? People could be commenting on how strong you are, how beautiful you are, how gorgeous your smile is. Like I feel like you're receiving more love externally because you're putting that into yourself, okay? And you're also developing your style as well. So pile number 3, people are seeing you as somebody who has drip, who has aesthetic, okay? You could be seen as someone who's like, you know how like when you go on Pinterest, that's the type of energy and vibe, inspiration. So you feel like a walking inspiration or like a Pinterest board, okay? So we have, make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. So pile number 3, you're seen as someone who takes chances on themselves. I feel like you have this deep intuition of what's your next move or what choices you need to make, and whoever around you isn't understanding right now, it's not for them to understand. This is your mission. And this is reminding me of a quote where it says that like, when God gives you something to do in this lifetime, it wasn't a conference call. Like other people weren't on the call, so why would you think that they would understand? Okay, so make the decision that you need to make for you, and it's gonna put you 10 steps ahead. And this is reminding me of like I had to make a decision a while back. I think maybe 2 years ago. Guys, time flies when you're really like going through your evolution. I think maybe 2 years ago, but like, and I made the decision, and after that, I was basically like isolated for a while, and I felt like that was God's way of like helping me grow. So pile number 3, this could be what you're growing through right now. And I became a different person through that isolation. You know what I mean? And the people around me didn't really understand, so it felt very lonely. But like when you have God and when you have spirit, you're never really alone. So tap into your spirit team, pound number 3. Like, you're gonna learn to really just be okay with being by yourself, because you're going places and you're gonna have very much a lot of success, and not many people can really be around that. Okay. Pile number 3, I feel like you're being healed for your people pleasing, because misunderstandings will come with life, and you have to let go of your need for validation, and I feel like that's where you are right now. Okay. You're being seen as someone who doesn't really need validation anymore, and you used to really crave it. Like, you used to come to these people to say, oh, does my hair look good? Oh, does this look good? And now you're looking in the mirror and you're giving that to yourself. Okay, so you're being secretly perceived as someone who just loves himself. And we have perhaps you are reminded all too often just how quickly the phases in your life can shift, one change after another. You are learning to adapt and grow. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Pile number 3, the seasons don't last forever. Okay, I remember when I first made that decision, it felt like the world was ending. Okay, it felt like I was going through a really dark, hard time. And you know, like one day things changed, and I felt like that was because I realized that I wasn't being punished. I was just being taught to learn to love my own company, learn to love myself for who I am, and just be okay with that. Be okay with people leaving. Be okay with growing out, like outgrowing people. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what you're learning. Okay. Pile number 3, just being okay with like the at the rate that you are growing, that the people who are around you aren't doing so as well. Okay, let's see. Let's get some of these oracle cards. Let's see, how do people secretly perceive my pile number 3s? I feel like pile number 3, you could give off a very lovable energy, and I feel like your smile is very magnetic, and this could make people think that you're automatically someone who's not really paying attention, or easy to get one over on, but that's not you at all, pile number 3. Like, you are allowing yourself to really just like dress how you want to, but also like if people make judgments on your aesthetic, like, oh, they think you're stupid, like this is giving me the quote where it's like, play fool to catch wise. It's like, yeah, okay, you think I'm dumb, but like you're peeping everything. You know what I mean? You're understanding who they actually really are, so you're realizing that your aesthetic is actually a blessing. Okay, the way that you want to dress, the way that you are, like your smile, your beauty, it's a blessing, because it reveals to you who actually really cares about you. And the funny thing is, you know, what I'm getting, pile number 3, like people could perceive you as someone who just has a lot of luck, like things just happen to work out for you, and they blame it on pretty privilege, pile number 3, but you don't really believe in pretty privilege, nor do you really believe in luck. You believe in alignment. Okay, and the energy with that is that you have to get your energy right in order for things to manifest. So you're doing this one step at a time. So people who are secretly perceiving you, they don't really actually see you. You know what I mean? They don't really know what the hell they're perceiving because at the end of the day, they see you as somebody who's just a pretty person that gets everything handed to them in life. That's how they see you. Okay, does not necessarily mean that that's who you are. You know, that, if that makes sense. Let's see. How do people secretly perceive my pile number 3s? How do people secretly perceive my pile number 3s? Okay. I'm hearing that one song. It's the final countdown. Dun, 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 dun. So we have office politics. Okay. Workplace alliance and secrets, power plays, smiles in meetings, whispers in hallways, protect your reputation. So pile number 3, people could have really tried to like create a smear campaign against you at work, at the jobs that you work. Pile number 3, what I'm getting from this energy is that you probably have to job hop a lot just because you're a very beautiful person, energy wise, aesthetic wise, and people use that as a way to kind of like drag you down, because being in your energy makes people feel inferior. Okay, and what I'm getting from this is that you've peeped the game. He really peeped game. It didn't matter how nice you were, how kind you were. People still saw you as a threat. And I feel like pile number 3, the funny thing is that that's their perception of you, right? Is that you're threatening and that you need to be humbled. And the funny thing is you are a very humble person to yourself. And I feel like that's what your spirit team is trying to teach you, is that being humble doesn't necessarily means that they will like you. Okay. And dimming yourself down or making yourself smaller doesn't necessarily mean that people will like you. Okay. They will use you as the butt of the joke, or you know, they'll feel better for themselves when you're down, but like, if that, you can't grow in that environment. Okay. So I feel like you're learning to really love yourself out loud, and that is very beautiful. Okay. So we have fake friends, two-faced company, smiles in public, shade in private, hidden agenda, sabotage. They celebrate you in public and hate you in private. Okay. Pile number 3, like, you've had a lot of haters in your life, period. Okay. The way the haters perceive you is someone who needs to be taken down a notch. Okay. Like, you've had life easy and they don't know your body. Okay. And the funny thing is, I'm getting really hyped with this because it's like, they don't know you. They really don't know you like that. Yet they make all these assumptions. Okay, so you could be a victim of that. You know what I mean? Like, this reminds me of a video I was watching where this girl was talking about how, like, when you understand yourself and you start to recognize the patterns in which you attract certain energies, then you can move accordingly and realize that it's not something to take personal. It's like, you know, until you reach a certain level of enlightenment, you will think that, oh, you know, like, I'm destined to have this life where people hate me, or people get jealous of me. And it's like, yes, like, it might be a specific spirit that's following you around, one, or it might be like, because you have this light to you, that this is the type of energy that you attract as well. You know what I mean? Like, these type of demons can't really rest when they know that you're laughing, you're smiling, or you're having a good time. Okay. Pile number 3, you realize that it's not for you to take personal. And I feel like this is why Spirit wanted you to get used to being in your own company. Because if you are able to thrive alone, you won't just allow any and everybody around you. Because a lot of these people want to get close to you so they can know your secrets, spread gossip on you, like tear you down. They don't like they see the benefits that you get by just being yourself, and they don't like that. Okay, so we have closure. Final chapter: accepting what happened. Accepting what happened. Answers are or self-made peace. You don't have to wait for an apology. Okay, so you're no longer waiting for people to act right or acknowledge what they did to you was wrong. Pile number 3, you're choosing to just choose yourself, protect your peace, and live your life how you want to live your life. You tried for a very long time to kind of mask and downplay who you are as a person, and now you're allowing yourself to just be that girl. You've always been that girl, and you're stepping into that energy, and that's what your spirit team always wanted for you. So pile number 3, you're being seen as someone who's very much like, there's this light to you that you're like, to the outside world, it looks like there's something like, you know how people can tell that like you're going, like something good is happening in your life because you have this glow to you. Like, you're actually just going through an enlightenment, like you're being enlightened. Okay, you're going through an awakening. You're glowing up, and this is because you're learning to accept yourself for who you are and allowing yourself to take up space. You've never allowed yourself to take up space before. Okay. We have power couple. 2 strong energies aligning, building together, not competing, inspiring others, love as a team sport. So pile number 3, people could also envy you for the relationship that you're in. Okay. This person could really, really take care of you. Like, everywhere you go, like, maybe they're carrying all your luggage, carrying all your bags. And this is why I feel like people can like see you as someone who's always had like good luck, or just have everything handed to them. But the funny thing is, pile number 3, what I'm getting from your energies, you've had crappy lovers, people who have tried to humble you your entire life, but people don't see that. No, it's when you start to make good decisions for yourself and you're allowing yourself to thrive and take up space, and all of a sudden it's like, you've always been that way. God has always had favor over you. Okay, and I'm not saying that you've never had favor. It's just that people try to not make you into a human. They try so hard not to relate to you. They try so hard not to fully see you, or have sympathy for you, or like, they just compassion. They don't have a lot of people lack compassion when it comes to you, pile number 3. They lack compassion because there's no way on earth that with this dating epidemic that you only had a good experience. Okay, like, it's just, It's not likely because there's a lot going on in the world right now, and a lot of people need to seek mental help. Okay, so at the end of the day, you've experienced your fair share of, I want to say, even stalkers, crazy people. Okay, people just obsessed with your energy. But people don't want to see that. I feel like people choose to see you through rose-colored glasses because they think that you think that you're better than them, even though that's what they think of you. I hope this is coming through, like, and making sense. Like, I stumbled a little bit in your reading, so please bear with me. But, like, pile number 3, people aren't really seeing you for you. That's the best way I could put that. Okay. I think those are my messages for you, pile number 3, of how you're secretly being perceived. Just know that you're putting that shit on. You look amazing. I love that you're no longer dimming your light for other people. You're allowing yourself to just show up as you are, loving yourself at every stage. You look amazing. You look beautiful. And even if no one's gonna compliment you, you compliment yourself. And that's all that matters, okay? Because you look amazing. So yeah, those are my messages for you, darling. If this did resonate, comment a yoga emoji to let me know that this resonated with you. Down below you find PDF files to help you on your spiritual journey, as well as free guides as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype this video if it did resonate with you. I love you guys, and I will see you in your next pick a card.